Hi, I'm Marcela Onyango and this is Feel the News. And on this episode of Feel the News, I'm going to test your knowledge of misogyny and racism in America. And then I'm going to give you a lesson on how to stop the hate. I know, learning sucks, but this is only a two-part test, so you should be okay. Okay, my first question. Which of the following instances were cops called on black people for? A, playing golf too slowly. B, being at a gym. C, asking for utensils at a Waffle House. D, sitting at a Starbucks. E, sleeping in a Yale study room. F, renting an Airbnb. G, all the above. And the answer is G. I know, shocker, right? Cops are being called on black people for just living. So, what's the lesson here? I would say, dear white people, please stop calling the police on black people for just breathing. But that's not gonna work. Or I would say, hey there police, please charge white people who call the cops on black people for just living with the misuse of 911. But we can't have the blind leading the blind here. And finally, I would say, hey there, please stop the hate. But if you're not gonna listen to MLK, you're definitely not gonna listen to me. But maybe you'll listen to somebody who's much more relatable. He is rich, he is famous, he is hot, and he is white. I present to you Matt McConaughey. In his movie, A Time to Kill, Matt McConaughey tells a white jury to imagine that a black girl is white so that they can have some empathy for her. So white people, I would give you the same advice. Next time you see a black person at a Starbucks doing something super scary, like drinking a latte or eating a brownie, just imagine that they're white and it's going to be all right. And that was the racism part of the test. Now let's move on to good old misogyny. A Canadian man named Alec Manassian ran a rental van into a group of pedestrians, killing 10 and injuring 15. Alec says that he is part of a group named Incel. Now, what is Incel? Is it A, a Microsoft app that you put on your resume even though you've never used it before? B, a new PlayStation game. C, a group of fuckboys who are resentful no one wants to have sex with them. D, a domestic terrorist group in North America. Or E, both C and D. The answer is E. Incel is a homegrown group of fuckboys whining and complaining all over the internet about how they won't get laid. And now that their resentment has started spilling into acts of violence, guys, Incel is a full-grown domestic terrorist group of fuckboys. So, what's the lesson here? Now, I know this is crazy, but maybe, just maybe, instead of coming up with a plan on how to injure and kill people, then renting a van, then driving around all day trying to spot people to run over with your rental van, maybe you could use some of that creativity to find like a cute little nice restaurant and maybe even ask a nice lady out and mind your manners. That might actually solve your problem. Running over people with a van will not solve your problem. Or maybe, just maybe, you could stop the hate and stop feeling entitled to women's bodies. But maybe that's just a little bit too much to ask for, huh? Try it anyway. Now, that was your lesson on misogyny and racism. I hope you learned something on how to stop the hate. That is Feel the News.